everybody, it's Kelly from Black Thread Studio. It is December 27th. Okay, don't judge me. I'm driving. I'm gonna put you down in a minute. I got this idea for a stitch journal and I'm on my lunch and I am heading out to try to see if I can find a really cool hardcover back book, and I will hopefully show you what I end up with, and we will talk about this idea I have for, did I say stitch journal? It's not gonna be a stitch journal. It's gonna be some kind of journaling in 2024, but it's gonna specifically be for quotes, or scripture, things like that. So I'm pulling into St. Vinny's. I'm gonna go to Goodwill and we'll see what I find, okay? Hi everybody, it's Kelly with Black Thread Studio, and I just want to tell you welcome. We are on December 30th. We are heading into 2024, and pretty much today I'm just going to chit-chat to you about plans for 2024. It seems like a lot of people are doing that, and I am jumping on that bandwagon because I want to go into 2024 a little bit more organized and clear-headed. But before we jump into all that, let me just tell you, or wish you a belated Merry Christmas. I really hope everyone, or Happy Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate, I just hope that you had a really good season. I had a really, really nice Christmas. I wanted to be here with you. I wanted to just, hop on and maybe have a Christmas little ornament project that we could work on, and I just couldn't do it. That's the truth of it. I tend to go quiet while I'm trying to figure out this grieving process. And it's not just grieving Sam, I'm grieving other things in my life. And I wear my heart on my sleeve, so you guys know I don't mind talking about this. And I also don't want to wear you down and get you tired of listening to it. But I also think it's important to share in case somebody feels like they're alone. I want you to know that you're not. So it was a really nice Christmas, but that doesn't mean that I didn't have a hard time, because Paige and my grandkids are in Idaho with her dad, and that's something that I grieve about, is not being with my family, and of course Sam. So, but I am so thankful that my mom is still here, and I have Jim and really, really good friends, and you guys, and my sister Tracy did, well, this is how I'll say it. We're on a group text. There's, my mom texts 5 of us girls. It's me, my sisters, Deb and Trace, my niece Jade, and Paige. So she has a group text that she calls the 5 girls bedtime, because she texts us every night. And we were texting for Christmas, and Paige said, of course we were missing her. Christmas Eve is our big family celebration. And she said she missed the days on Charles Street, which is where we lived when I was growing up, when we were all together, and that those were magical Christmases. And I thought, gosh, that's so great that that's how my daughter remembers it. I couldn't ask for anything more, that I created a magical Christmas for them every year, me and my family. And I have to tell you that this year my sister created a magical Christmas. It was wonderful. So okay, let's be done with that. So anyway, just hello. I have to tell you, I realized that I wore this maybe my last video or the one before. I got this at a thrift store, I think $3.99. It's just a little poncho with fringe on it. And I have lived in this thing at home. I'm almost wearing it instead of my robe. So you guys might see it quite a bit the next few months, because it's comfortable, it's warm, and it's not so bulky that it gets in my way. It's just the perfect weight and shape. So okay, let me get my thoughts straight. Let me quit chit-chatting, although we are going to chit-chat, and let's focus on what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about books, and I'll tell you what led me here. All right, sit down. Sit down and relax. You might want to grab a piece of paper and pencil because I don't have any Bing Bing links that I'm going to share. I wrote everything down on paper, and I'm hoping that if you're interested enough, you'll write it down. So as I went quiet over the holidays, I'm doing really good though. You know why? Because I'm not staying quiet as long as I used to, and I'm popping back and getting back in the game a lot quicker. So that's good. So as I was quiet over the holidays, I picked up on some new YouTubers, and I love FlossTube and I watch a lot of it, but a lot of FlossTube is shared amongst that whole group. So if you're a cross stitcher, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're not, if you're interested in cross stitch, it's such a wonderful thing to do and such a wonderful world to be in. But I'm not specifically sharing that today. I'm sharing some other things. So where should we start? So let's start here. I thought, well, I've kind of always wanted to do like a stitching journal, or, you know, like the yearly or 6 months or whatever stitching, like a daily or monthly stitching. And I thought I had this planned out, but I'm just winging it. So I'll just go and have you guys follow me, because you know how I am. I get scattered, but I did write some things down. So as I'm scattering, I'll try to rein it in. So as I was watching all these different things and getting ideas, I thought, God, everybody's bombarded, and me too. There were so many stitch-alongs and stitching ideas and journal things that I thought, God, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. I thought, I don't even have time to work on what I want to work on, let alone join in on these other things, because of my work schedule. I'll talk about that at some other time, because I'm hoping that will change a little bit this year. But anyway, and then I already have a couple other things started. So I wrote down, as in FlossTube, I wrote down all my whips that I want to work on. And I thought, I want to work on these in 2024 with you guys. And then I wrote so many down, I thought, let's make that 2024 and 2025. So as I was coming along and making a list of things that I want to work on with Black Thread Studio and you, I've told you before, it's almost like you guys are, of course you're my friends. We don't have to know each other. We all have the same hearts. We're creatives and stitchers, and I love that process, and we get each other. So I kind of, and you know, I don't really do tutorials unless I really know what I'm talking about, which most things I'm just winging it. So instead of offering those as tutorials, although I do teach, I do teach, I'm offering, this is how I'm viewing myself this year. I'm viewing myself, I nominated myself as your program director. Now, I've been a program director before for a couple quilt guilds that I was in places that we lived, and there, I nominate myself. So if you guys vote for me to be your program director, raise your hand or leave me a note. I'm your program director, and we will go along. I'll come up with these little projects for us to work on, and then you can either just sit back and watch me work on mine, or if you want to join in, I hope you do, and then we can all share it together. So the first thing, what should I tell you? Okay, let me back up. So going into 2024, the first thing I thought of is that I really want to get organized. I want to do a little bit more embroidery and cross stitch along with my quilting this year. So the first thing I have to do, I've shown you guys before my drawer. I'm looking at it, figuring out if I should pull it out, but this is going to be long enough. To organize all my DMC floss, I have all these hanging behind me. A lot of those are in the front row. It's 2 rows back there. is my Silk Colors and my ribbons from CC the Thread Gather, and I like those hung. They are not in the direct sunlight, so I hope they're okay. I'm sure they are. I don't cover them or anything. I guess I'm just not worried about it if they get dusty. Hanging behind those, I do have some DMC, but I have found, you know, I've tried the bags, I've tried the floss drops, and I really still like winding my DMC on the little cards. So I don't have it in front of me because I left it in the kitchen for Jim to look at. I found a way to organize my DMC floss using the little cards and a box that I found at a thrift store today. So Jim's going to make me some dividers. I'm going to do that. So that is planned probably in the next, maybe the next video or so, maybe 2 or 3 away. I'm trying to do every other week because I want to get organized. I want to have my space organized before I start any of these big projects going to 2024. So are you with me on that? Let's get organized as much as we can first before we just jump in starting all these new projects. For me, I have to get it straight in my mind. So, okay, as long as we're there, these are the things, these are the things that I want to work on. You ready? Okay, my first thing that I had down there was the Yo-Yo Doll construction, and I was able to check that off my list. Now, these aren't in any order, but these are the things that I want to work on as your program director, hoping to bring you along. So if you have any interest in any of these or anything specifically, let me know. But I have something that I have to work on right away, and I will tell you about that when I get through this little. Okay, I want to show you this because Paige gave this to me. I actually wrote a note to myself in the front cover about how I want to be creative, and it is dated my birthday 11/28/2015. So I've been putting little notes in here since 2015. I have shown you guys this before. This was my I used it for my Color Is quilt that I had planned, but I wanted to show you. I do use just regular paper clips with ribbon and stuff tied around them already. I use them at work, in my planner at work, and that will come up when I talk to you about the other books. Okay, now I lost my page. But these are the things. I like saying program director, so I'm going to say it again. These are the things as your program director I want to work on in 2024, probably going into 2025 and beyond, because the list will grow. So if you have any things you want to add to the list, have at it. Okay, I really want to do, a lot of it is focused on hand stitching. I want to do cathedral window. I don't want to do a whole quilt, but I do want to do something. I think you guys have seen the big white chair I sit in to stitch. That is pretty nasty and stained. I do keep a quilt or something thrown on the back, but I thought, wouldn't it be pretty to do like a kind of a runner that goes over the back of it out of cathedral window little quilt things. I even have the fabric, so that's going to be set aside. I have a lot of pillow ideas and recycled, vintage textile set aside that I want to do pillows out of. I want to do, okay, hold on. I want to do a Dresden tie quilt kind of wall hanging for my bedroom, and I already have the ties gathered, and I've had it in my mind. So when I searched for it on YouTube, this is who I came up with. Here, let me show you. So this is the first one you might want to write down. Eleanor Birchall Hughes. That shouldn't be backwards for you, so I hope it's not. You guys know I love my United States of America, but a lot of the people I like are in England. I don't know if it's their accents I like to listen to, but Eleanor is, I think she's in Wales. So Eleanor Birchall Hughes is really fun to watch, very, very talented and creative. And if you specifically want to see what I'm talking about, I think it's very clear which episode is the Dresden tie that she does. Okay, that's on my list. Okay, you guys have heard me talk about Rox, my best friend from grade school. Her mom shared with them some quilt blocks that I think her grandma made, either grandma or great grandma, that are the kind of like the what is it, the Bonnet Sue girl? What do you call her? You know what I'm talking about. The girls and boys with the bonnets. She has a whole lot of them that she sent me. I think I can say this, but I'm not sure. When I do work on this project, I'll show you, but a lot of the little boys look like they have wieners. So I've been kind of putting off working on this quilt because Rox and I are being very juvenile about it. I'll have to get past that, and then when that time comes, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I want to work on that. Oh, guys. Okay, I turned 63. For my 60th birthday, I started My Color Is quilt for my 60th birthday. I was so excited about it. I can't remember. I have maybe 3 or 4 blocks done. I want to get that back out and work on it. And the other thing I really want to do, I love crazy quilts, and then some of them drive me crazy. So I have honed down and figured out that there's so much beauty in all the embellishments and details with all the stitching and beads and buttons and ribbons and all that stuff, but too much of it makes my brain go like this, like, you know, there's a blender in my head. So I want to show you what I'm talking about. Paige asked for Christmas the new Ralph Lauren home book, and I got it for her. You know, how much more classic can that be? And then, surprise, I got it too for Christmas. So as I was flipping through, I found this crazy quilt on a bed, and this is, I believe it's one of Ralph Lauren's houses. I haven't read the whole article yet, but I'm going to hold this up. This book is really heavy. Okay, what I want you to focus on is that it's bigger patches. That could be embroidery or cross stitch, and then it's just, to me, there's beauty in that simplicity of less. And when you can see this, the texture and colors of the fabrics that really truly look like they're like vintage velvet, or, you know, it even looks like there might be a blue corduroy and a denim in there. So that's kind of what I want to work on, is maybe let me mark that again so I don't lose my place, is maybe work on a crazy quilt that's not so. So that brings me to something an idea that I'm not going to tell you about, because it's an idea that I have to do for Advent, Christmas time next year, because I'm really hoping that I'll be that organized. I'll be that organized to be able to do that for you. That's my goal in December 2024, is to be able to do an Advent series for you, because I love watching those when everyone else does them. Okay, so on the crazy quilt idea, let's go to a couple people, embroiderers, that I have. Now you can find them on Instagram and YouTube as well. So I'm sure you guys already know most of these people. Jennifer Clouston. She says it's like Houston, so I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's Jennifer Clouston. She does a lot of really beautiful, beautiful embroidery. And I could just, she's in Australia, but she's from South Africa, so she just has her just her way of speaking relaxes me. So, and she's kind of funny. She's a little sassy. Not sassy mean, I mean sassy, a little spunky. Okay, the other one is, of course, Roxy Creations, which is sisters Rachel. And then Roxy Creations, you would have to search Roxy Creations by Sarah, her sister, and they do a lot of beautiful, beautiful handwork. So these are some of my inspirations for the book that I'm gonna do. So, let me have a little sip. Okay, in case you're wondering, I treated myself today. I went to Starbucks and, do you want me to tell you the story? Like chit-chatting too much? Hang on. I got a iced matcha green tea. I don't think there's a lot of caffeine in it. That's why I'm drinking it a little bit later in the day. Anyway, I was just determined. I was in the mood. I'm like, I really want to give today. I really want to give. And so I thought, I'm going to pay for the girl that's behind me in Starbucks because we're at the drive up. And then in my head, I started thinking, like trying to talk myself out of it. Like, what if she orders $20 worth of stuff and I, you know, that's, you know, I don't want to spend that much. So then in front of me, the guy's van had a sticker that said, be kind. And I thought, yeah, that's right. Be kind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she orders. She can order $30 worth of stuff. Today, I'm prepared for it. I'll do it. That's what I want to do. I want to get for this girl that's behind me. So anyway, I pull up and I'm telling the girl at the whatever. And she goes, oh, I'm so inspired today. I'm so inspired by that today. So I go, okay, let me pay for hers. And it was $2.69. I was like, what? I told the Starbucks girl, I go, that's all she ordered? I said, can't we add something else on so she could get more stuff? So anyway, I hope it made the girl feel good. I'm sure she had the $2.69 to pay for her, whatever she got, but I was happy to do it for her. Anyway, I think we should do more of that for each other if we can. It doesn't have to be buying something, but just be nicer to each other. So, oh, while I'm flipping through my papers here, the other girl that's really, really interesting, she is so cool. KN3, like the letter N, KN3. I just found her. She's really cool. And I just started watching a couple of hers. So, okay, let's get on to the book. So I figured that, oh, I didn't grab, do you guys remember when we did the recipe book for Shirley's Cottage? I was going to grab that to show you just because to remind you that we did that little project, but it was all paper pretty much. So I thought, do I want to bring you guys along? Let me show you something. I will talk about these. I've shown these before as well. I will talk about these as another time. These are fabric books that a class that I did a lot of. I have a whole box of these that I will show you. Some were done with Timtex, which is kind of you know, for not quilters, but you know, they make those bowls, fabric bowls and stuff out of. I did a class where we used the Timtex, then that was hard to get, and then we used more scrap paper. But anyway, this one I used kind of these chains to put it together. But where, well, that's my kids and me, and I call that the face because not a lot of people can do that. Cover your nostrils with your top lip. Anyway, in class we made that flower, Oh, there's Sam. That was a photo shoot Paige did with him at this junkyard that we found. That was in Minnesota. Anyway, I won't reminisce through all these, but a lot of these pages were sewn on and done with fabric and like scrapbooky. And so I thought, okay, maybe we could do that. And then I thought, I mean, because that will be easier than doing just like, not as time consuming, I guess, as doing a stitch journal. So then I found this girl. I have to get her book, Treasure Books. Cutest Girl. Again, another really cool accent. I don't know if it's Natasha or Natasha. There's no H in there. I don't want to mispronounce her name. But if you go to Treasure Books, she has a book that's called Treasure Books, I believe. I want to get the book. This episode I watched was 30 plus breathtaking, I think it said decorating ideas or decorated pages, something like that. Anyway, what she did is she took an old book. And what she does is kind of thins the book out, decorates the front, and then instead of just doing stuff on the pages, she does just the edges of the pages. She decorates with trims. And what she ended up was with this book that kind of, you know, was packed with stuff like this, but the edges of the book is just beautiful with ribbons and charms and paper. She uses paper clips in a really cool way. Anyway, so I thought, that's what I'm gonna do. And you guys want to do it with me. So I mean, you can use yours any way you want to. My idea is that I love quotes in scripture and inspirational things. And if someone sends me one or gives me one, I'll write it down here, or I'll write it down there, or, you know, I'll write it on a Post-it note, or write it in this book, that book. And then none of them are together. They're all scattered. So I thought, I'm going to make a junk journal. I guess that's what we're going to call it, with those decorated, really beautiful pages. And I'm going to do it like she did. So if you go watch that episode, you can see, because I'm not claiming this idea to be mine. It's totally her. She is so creative. She does like swatches of paint on some of the pages. Well, I'm going to do that probably almost on every page. And then that will be the place that I'm going to write my quote. Then with a really pretty decorated trim. I've already asked my family and friends and Paige some of their favorite quotes. So I've already got a collection that I'm going to start my book with. So I think if you want to do this, I am going to plan on doing that, not the 7th, but would that be the 14th? No, the 6th. I'm trying to think of this, because the 6th I have my mom. That's a Saturday. And then, so the next week would be is that the 13th? Whatever that Saturday is, that's when we'll do it. Okay? Can you guys tell me, is that the 12th or the 13th? Whatever that Saturday is. So if you want to go watch the Treasure Books video where she goes through all those to get an idea of what we're going to do, that's what I'm going to do. So I started looking for books. I went to a couple thrift stores. I will show you this one again, because I did come up with that one. So I was really disappointed. Hold, please. I wanted to show you guys something I found after, well, I had two things I wanted to show you. After my last one, remember when I was talking about the prayer shawl? I'm trying to take that sticker off. I don't know why. I only paid $4 for this, just because I don't like the way it looks on the front, the orange. So I went today to a thrift store that's connected to an old church called St. Mary's in Elm Grove here. And so they do have quite, I mean, they have everything, but they have quite a bit of spiritual, you know, faith things. So anyway, I I took one crochet class. I really want to try to crochet the edge of my English paper piecing quilt that I'm working on. And if you go to Elsie Gray's on Instagram, she has a lot of crochet edges she does on quilts, and that's what I was aiming for. I'm not there yet, but I bought this anyway because it is a crochet book. But look, the prayer shawl. After I was talking about it, so now I have to, I mean, there's a lot of really cool pictures in here and different patterns. There's even like, it's even like kind of a journal book. It's just really cool. Anyway, I got that today, and I did get a few other books, but I also wanted to show you this. I know I'm all over the place today. Should we take a breath for a minute and catch up? See, I skipped a week with you, so now it's all built up and I just have too much I want to get out. So, I did this for Christmas. I am past needing anything for Christmas or needing to give expensive gifts. And it takes a lot of time to, you know, make everybody something, which I have done before. But I came up with something this year that I thought was such a great idea. I was so excited about it. So I know you keep wiggling because I have you in a different, I'm trying a different table set up today. Anyway, my mom, whenever she has said this to me over the years, I don't know if my brother or my sisters remember it, but she has said it a lot to me the last couple years. And I realize it's because I am always saying, I wish this, I wish that, I wish that. And my mom always responds with this little nursery rhyme: if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Have you guys ever heard that? So I'll show you this in a minute, but she always says that. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Really makes you stop and think. So my mom, whenever she would say that, she would say, oh, I wish I still had that book that Judy gave me. Well, my mom had her best friend Judy that she grew up with, who passed away some years ago now, but I'm sorry. I have my feet on the table. I'm gonna try to sit myself up so I don't do that to you. Anyway, she would say, I wish I still had that poem book, referring to this little nursery rhyme that book was in, that Judy gave me when we were little. I don't know whatever happened to that book. It was called The Best Loved Poems of the American People. And she said it to me enough times that I thought, oh my gosh, for Christmas, I'm going to look and see if I can find that book for my mom. So I did. So not only did I find one of them, I just searched, I just kept going online, and every once in a while, so I think I started probably in September. So between September and like the end of November, I was able to acquire 9 of them for my family plus one for myself, so that I could give to my whole family for Christmas. So this is the little thing that I put in each book. I did one for myself, for Kelly. That is the nursery rhyme right there. And what it says on my note is that, you know, mom, grandma, the grandkids got one too, always says this to me, and she wanted this book, and I found it for her, so I got enough for us all. And one night I went through this whole book, and that nursery rhyme is not out of this poem book. So my mom has the book, we all have the book. The rhyme is in here, but it's not the right book, Mom. So, but I did want to show you, look at the beautiful one that I kept for myself. Not all of them had a pretty cover on them. Others didn't. Only 2 had a cover on them that just had the title on it. But look at this one. I don't know if you guys can see, but that is embroidered. That's an embroidery picture. So of course I kept that one for myself. So I do have this beautiful book. Okay, so as I was looking for, you'll see, if you watch Roxy Creations and Treasure Books, you'll see that they use really cool old books, like really beautiful old leather, leather books, and that's what I had in my mind. And unless you pay a lot of money for an antique one, I'm like, I'm not going to pay a lot of money and then rip pages out. Or I found some really cool old like yearbook things that were from some really, really old school. And I thought, I just didn't have the heart to get those and rip them up. So, so then I thought, well, what if I just get something like this? So what I did is found a book with just this like pretty charcoal gray. And I thought, oh, I like that. Rhett Butler, because what a famous quote. Frankly, Scarlet, I don't give a damn. I thought, well, that would be fun to put in there. And just take this off and then use that. So that was what I was going to do. I got this one last week on my lunch one day at Goodwill. Then I've had this really, really old sewing book that's the cover's falling apart, but I love that original. I just love that, and I loved. I thought, nope, I can't tear any of those pages out. So when I went today to St. Mary's, which you guys see what I found. So this is what I'm going to use. It was $6. I kept the price on there. It's not leather, but it's a really cool, it's just a really nice, the Puddin Hill Cookbook. How fun is that? Recollections and recipes. I don't want to really cover any of this like I would on a blank book, but I'm going to figure out some way to put my inspiration of my quotes or whatever on here. And then look, it is spiral bound. So how easy will it be to go through and rip out pages if it starts getting too bulky? Oh, look, there's a whole story about the Puddin Hill story. So I'm kind of anxious to go through this. Oh gosh, you know what? I can already tell. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to start going through here. Tuna hula salad. It's like from Shirley's Couch. I'm going to go through here and I'm not going to be able to rip any of these out. Or cover them up. Is that what's going to happen? Crap, I might have to end up using that gray book. I mean, look. As Mary struggled through the ankle-deep mud, she remarked that it was like trying to walk through pudding. James proclaimed, "Welcome to Puddin Hill." How am I going to cover that up? Okay. You know what, you guys? Shoot. I might be doing this one. So in a couple weeks, we'll see what I'm going to be doing. So I've got that and that. I told you about that. And let's see if there's anything else. Oh, yeah, there is. Thank you for being with me today. If you're just sitting here listening to me chit chat, I just kind of wanted to give you guys an overview of how I ended the year, how we want to go forward, how I want you guys to join me and let me be your program director. and this is what okay. So I have not forgotten about Bring More Flowers. Let me just say that. It's actually still up on my wall. I've got more ideas for how I want to do some of the flowers. And one of the ideas I got from, I think it was from Rachel from Roxy's Creations. I don't remember now. But when we work on that, I'll show you, and anything that I do that is not my own, I will give credit to that person and tell you where to look for it on YouTube, because I think we all need inspiration and need to share. So we will be working on Bring More Flowers, but that might not be till February, because we're going to do the DMC organization. I'm going to show you the really cool box that I found and the idea. And then the the Great Wisconsin Quilt Show that's in Madison, Wisconsin every September. It's usually that first weekend, like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. By January 31st, I have to have my submissions in for the lectures in the classes that I want to teach. I am pretty much done with that. I just need to make new samples to send them in the fabric that I actually want to use, so that what I send them matches what I would want to use for the class. And so I have to get that done. The other thing is, I really would like to, every year I think I want to do the quilt challenge for that show, and I don't do it. This year, and I already have it planned, and if you like, I can grab, how long have we been going, you guys? Oh, like 40 minutes. I can grab that and show it to you if you like. I think that, is that what we're going to do next then? Anyway, the quilt challenge, it's almost more like a wall quilt. It's not a big size. And the theme is black and white plus one. So black and white quilt plus one more color. And if I can scoot you just for a minute, I will show you what it's going to be. And, you know, again, if you guys want to work on something, or if this gives you an idea, that would be great. That would be lovely. So let me grab what I want to show you. So talk amongst yourselves while I get this. Okay, I might have the fabric to show you too. Let me look and see. I do. All right, I'm still with you. I'm just grabbing what I need. Okay, so I had actually, I'm going to show you something. I had this drawn out when I was trying to think of something for Bring More Flowers before I came up with the quilt. I had this sketched out to do with like either yo-yos or kind of like a old wool penny rug thing. And it's a piece of, you know, carrying a flower. So that was my idea. But then I think you guys have seen that. I ended up with that little wall hanging, and instead of Bring More Flowers on that white banner, I ended up doing Grow Gratitude, which I like. I just didn't think that wasn't special enough for Bring More Flowers. I wanted more of a statement, and I'm happy with what we're doing. So I ended up with that. But I didn't get rid of this. I hung on to it. So when they came up with the challenge, when I read about the challenge in black and white, I was thinking, oh, that would work out well, you know, to do that little piece of. And so I got to get started on this. I want to at least get a start on it. I think it needs to be done and turned in by June. Maybe before that, I don't know. Anyway, I'll show you what I got. So I thought, well, why not use my signature gingham check? And then I had this black and white. And then I thought, I went through my mind all the different colors. And then I thought, if I really want this to mean something personal to me, then I need to use kind of my citrine color, which is my birthstone. I kind of really like old looking textiles and patterns. I love toile and I love check. So look what I came up with. So it will be my black and white. And then my 1+ color is going to be this. I'm calling it citrine, this yellow. So I have this check. And then look at this toile that I have. So I at least want to make a start on that. So, you know, it can always change but I think next week, I at least want to get started on this. Then the week after, we will do some DMC organization, not the week after, but the next YouTube after that. And then I'll probably bring more flowers, because we won't just do organization of DMC that floss, but I'll kind of show you what I had to get organized. And one thing I'm working on is trying to get all these books organized too on some kind of shelf. So that's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's my plan. So what do you guys think? I really hope that you'll join me in 2024. I think some of the things that I saw online, just little snippets from people that I don't even know, 2023 seemed to be kind of a hard year for some people. I don't know why. Well, I know why it was. I know why it was for me. But I just am really looking forward to 2024. The state of the world isn't the best, but I think we can start at home with ourselves. That's what I'm trying to do. And then I'm really trying to get strong and rooted in myself, so that I can really give my family and friends the love and time that I want to be able to give them, without just being so mentally and physically drained all the time. I don't know if you know what I mean, but that's how I feel. Working full time, going through the grieving process, trying to figure out life, being sad because I don't have enough time to stitch and do what I really want to do. It all comes into play, and I know I'm not the only one. So I just want you guys to be able to have this be a safe, fun place to come to. Even if I talk about serious things like that, we're all here together, and I want it to be fun. I want us to, work on fun, creative stuff, and not worry about if it's perfect or, what we're going to do with it. Oh, wait, I just messed up my own plan, didn't I? Did you guys catch that? I am not doing this the next time I see you. We're doing the book. We're doing the quote book. So if you guys get an A+, you guys get an award just for sticking with me. So, okay, if you guys have a good quote that you like, put it below. If you want to spend more time with me in 2024, subscribe and ring the bell, and we'll just go dancing into 2024 and see what we come up with. Okay, I hope you guys have a really, really great New Year's. Jim and I have a wedding on his sister's side of the family to go to, a couple hours north in Wisconsin here, and the wedding's at 3, and they expect everyone to stay up till midnight. I don't know how we're going to do it. We will try. So I just want to tell you Happy New Year, and I will see you on the other side into 2024. Okay? Thank you. Bye.